That's you. Okay. So we got Giznik. Okay.
The objective is now active.
Okay. So, first things first. Now let's go here. Oh. Didn't quite go back far enough. Here. So, Tramer. As soon as you guys roll out, immediately fly up onto here. Start shooting them from above. And you can always drop back down. You got your team healing you. Play these high grounds. So, like, you end up kind of deep over here in a minute, and all this time you could have just been standing on here, shooting him in the back, and that would have made it a lot easier for Yami to keep walking in. So, like, let's go here, I think. So, like, right now is when you would fly up there, actually. Sorry, I said it a little bit too early. Yami starts walking in and swinging. So now you take this opportunity to fly up here. Why did that get so thick? Whatever. To fly up here and start shooting them kind of like from above and behind. So if you're shooting this way, your Ryan's walking in this way, they're getting shot from both angles, right? And actually, Ryan might even look to like walk through here, because if you walk around this way, you're getting shot at and you're breaking LOS of your own supports. But if you walk through here, you're in cover, and then you can meet them here too. How do I change the dot size? There we go. Anyway. This. Yeah, and so here you fly in, and you're in kind of deep, and all this time you could have just been on top. Widow goes up there.
The objective is now active.
Free starts to kind of like move towards point. Alright, and Yami pins in deep. I think that pin was a little bit early because you don't have the diva to back you up. But honestly, not too bad. Yeah. Yeah, all of this so far was actually pretty good. They said, Tramer, take these high grounds, try to play above your Rhine. And also, like, try to spread out a little bit more. Y'all are still playing, like, really grouped up. I feel like... So this game has changed a lot. And I feel like for years and years and years, people have been telling you group up, group up, group up. And that was true for a while. But now it really is about map control. Like, I can't stress that enough. And you can't control the map with all of you right here. You have to spread. So, like, Kree started to walk over here, but, like, if Kree had gone up to here, shooting that way, well, Ryan's here, and Diva's here, and then Widow is, you know, hunting the other Widow, and maybe she comes, like, up here, or flanks around over here, or, you know, wherever the hell. And then you're taking all of these different angles, and they don't have places to hide that don't involve backing up first. So whichever way they start to push, other people on your team can be shooting them. Oh, also our Bat brother is a ringer. Gotcha. Okay. Map control even against dive? Always, especially against dive. If you let them control the map instead, that's how they win. Dive wins by taking over the map and surrounding you and getting angles on you. Uh, so if you spread out and block them and don't let them do that, and you rotate, you handle those rotations well, and you can like cut them off and push them back. Your heroes in the 1v1s are stronger. So long as you can prevent them from surrounding you, and you can push them back, you have an easier time actually. I always tell my team to group up against dive. So, that used to be kind of the case, because if no one's out of position, then who do they dive? But the problem is if no one is out of position and they don't have a dive target, then they just don't dive you. They stay out of reach and they just keep shooting you. Monkey jumps in over and over again, tasering and leaving. Widow keeps shooting. Ana keeps shooting. Like, everyone is just shooting you and shooting you and shooting you until they get picks. This Tracer is running around in your backline, harassing you, and you can't do shit about it. So they just take their time. Double Bubble plays very, very slow. Everyone thinks Dive plays fast. Dive is like the most patient playstyle. You have to play really slow and do like sometimes lots and lots and lots of soft dives before you actually commit. And the other misconception with dive is people think it's about you isolate one person and then the entire team dives that one person. And anymore, that's not true. You don't want your whole team diving one person. You want 2 or 3 people diving one person, while 2 more people dive another, and a third is over here, shooting them at least, even if he's not diving. So they suddenly, all at once, all at the exact same time, they have to look in 3 different directions. 3 different fights are happening instantly, and they have to know which one to look at. How are they going to make the right choice in the moment? They're not. Most of the time, they will not handle that well, not until, like, Masters at least. So, like, it's really hard to coordinate in the lower ranks, especially in ranked, but since you guys are a team, you can really coordinate those multiple fights happening at the same time together, where, Nick is off on an angle by himself, and, maybe like Lucio Giz and Cheez It take a flank, while Yami, Diva, and Ryan are holding whatever main angle and fighting the front line. And then suddenly you have a Kree who, way faster than anyone expected, is in the back line with a Lucio pocket to speed him in and out, heal him up a bit, contribute damage. And they still have to worry about the Widow LOS. It's so hard to deal with and so hard to hide from. Yeah. The thing about splitting up is, like, you're not splitting up to take 1v1s. You're splitting up to hold the map in angles, so you gotta live. You gotta play safe, hug corners. But you can make them fight to take the ground from you, rather than give it to them for free. Okay. Womp. Yeah. Brother jumps off. Not a bad plan. Widow gets out. Not a bad plan. Cool. Yeah. I love this for Widow. Tracer can't possibly get to you. Oh, except that's their Widow.
Nerf this.
I'm not sure how you ended up there, Kramer. Let's back up a little bit. Let me see what happened there.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Yeah, you just went in a little too deep. You didn't need to take that 1v3. And again, take this high ground. Then you can, like, shoot her in the head and just back up to the high ground and be fine. You're starting to take angles now, which I really like. But you're dying for it because you're still staying low ground. High ground is going to help you be a lot safer taking those angles.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Pushed her off the high ground. Oh, you pushed her off and followed her? Okay. So that's a little bit too big of an off angle. Cool. Yay! I actually like that this is the problem. Okay. So you're high ground, you're behind them. The problem is, while you can probably split some attention from here, you can't really, like, you can't DM them, you can't help them from here. But if you were up here, for example, you could just drop to right here. Now you're safe from all of this because you're hugging this. And you DM the people in the grav, and you shoot anyone who walks into the grav in the back. You are so safe right here, they have to walk past you to get into the grav. And so here you are creating your angle. But you're a lot closer, you can still DM your team, and you can get to places. From here, you can't get to anyone who needs help if they need help. Peeling for your team is still a major part of your job in addition to taking these angles. So you need to pick angles where you can do both. Where you can, from that angle, still peel for your team. Get to somewhere else with your jets. Like, I got demeched on the high ground. Cool. 69% capture. Nice. Try and find the best of both worlds. And yeah, so, I mean, a little bit everyone, but D.Va and Lucio especially need to constantly be multitasking. The two of you, it's weird because if you have so many jobs, if you're doing any one job at a time, you don't do that one job better than another tank. And so you're doing it slower, you're not doing it as well. What makes Lucio and D.Va strong is their ability to do many different jobs all at the same time, so they can be collectively doing more value than a lot of other tanks. So you can't just be doing the one job on D.Va, you gotta be multitasking. So you gotta be picking positions that pressure off angles and give you opportunities to peel when needed. And like same with Lucio, like if you can have people in your aura and be pressuring an off angle and be scouting and looking around for who needs peel, like then you're multitasking. Fuck me, no wonder D.Va is hard. Yeah. D.Va, in my opinion, D.Va and Lucio are not mechanically, just in terms of like the job that you have to do and how much you need to be aware of and know about this game. D.Va and Lucio are the hardest too. And D.Va is harder than Lucio because you also have to eat ultimates, which Lucio can't do. Lucio has a harder mechanics, D.Va has to eat ults. She's really fun. But yeah, I actually kind of like this because you're getting the pieces now. You're clearly getting the pieces now, and it's a matter of putting them together so you can be doing them all at the same time. And then you start getting huge value, because even if one piece of what you're doing maybe isn't that big, it's the fact that you can be doing 2 or 3 things all at once that all add up, and that you can very rapidly switch to other things as they need doing. You are the problem solver. You and Lucio both. You solve problems. Any problems that you can solve. Flip it, they flip it right back. Boom. Actually like this flank. You guys are setting up on the side. You two can dive together sometimes. That's valid.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Nice. Yeah. So I don't think I've talked about this too much. I think I mentioned it like once or twice, but one other thing that you guys can be doing that will also help with like your various map control jobs is form like sub teams within your teams, right? So, well, Yemi's on ball now because you had to swap to get back fast. But like when you're running, Ryan, Diva, uh, Bap and Ryan are going to be a unit, right? And Lucio can be with them to speed them around as a unit, or you could have like Lucio with Kree, or Lucio Kree Diva, or whoever, people that can stick with each other and can help each other out. So it's not just one person trying to take these angles, because like sometimes Kree can just go over here by himself, pressure people out, hold this. Other times he can't, but Kree and a Diva could, for example. Um, you kind of want to have a core team, a hunting party, and a third angle. And you're not always doing those jobs, but like just knowing that like when we split, this team is going to be the core. This is a hunting party that goes and looks for picks, and here's somebody that's pressuring another angle and also looking for picks. It can be a really good way to help, like, for you all to help each other take over the map. So like that flank behind was good. You guys can absolutely do that. You can send 2 or 3 people this way, send 2 or 3 people this way, send 1 person that way, and be like, here's our kill box. Here's where we're taking the fight. So however you get there, we're all going to fight on point at the end, or whatever. Understand where entire scope actually is, then to figure out where to aim it. Yep. Okay. And then they get some picks. Looks like they just didn't use ult. I mean, you guys used ult. I kind of missed how you lost this. TBH. Okay. Oh, Yami got knocked off by the other ball. Unfortunate. So now you're down 1. Kind of even it up. Oh, but did he get the creep? No, he didn't. But that ball was doing a lot. Tramer Remax. Goes for the damage, but oh well. Cool. Yeah, that was just their ball getting some early picks and it all kind of falling apart, but it was also y'all fighting on the point. Remember, point is a death trap surrounded by high grounds. Hold them high grounds. Touch point when you absolutely have to, and like, not everyone. Only whoever has to touch the point. Anyone who has an advantage from the high ground should be staying up there, continuing to use that advantage. Kree, you're right here shooting. Maybe like Brig drops, or Brig hangs out with Ana, or like whatever. I guess you're on Soldier now and not Kree. But yeah, hold these high grounds. Surround the high grounds, so when somebody goes to contest this point, they're getting shot from all kinds of angles. They're subbing in a gold DPS 2300. Oh, is that for tonight?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
So right here, this all went left. And you needed to split around this, and some go left and some go right. And there's like a variety of ways you could do that. But now that you're all lined up behind Ryan, somebody should be over here. So like if somebody had stayed back here, Kree for example, you're now shooting all these people for free. If Ryan keeps walking forward, these people have to back up because they're getting shot at. And you're behind a corner, you have cover. You could have people pushing up here, all the way over here, pushing up this way. Like, you really need to be pushing from 2 angles, not from the one. Oh, and you fell down here. Unfortunate. So Ryan gets surrounded, dies. Your BAP drops point. Cool. You guys cap, and now you need to go high ground again. Cool. So, you got a Doomfist. Doomfist, you can chill up on this thing, watch for him to come down there, and then, like, you're ready to go here or here, whichever way they go, or you can even just drop down and come from behind them as they start to push in. You got some options. Ryan Zarya, if you're like, you could be pushed up to here because you have speed. They also have speed, so you could also like hold back here even with like your Kree holding right here. He has a roll to get away, can always drop down there if he's gotta, like, you know, maybe your BAP is also right here, so, you know, can heal, shoot, while Ryan's pushed up here. Like, you end up controlling a whole bunch of different angles. As it is, you're all just on the one right now. So that fall was as bad as it seems. I flanked them after and distracted 3 of them. Oh, wasn't as bad as it seems. Gotcha. Nice shatter. Nice pin. Good positioning for Doomfist, like having somebody over here is really great. Good job, Giz, poking over that thing, I love it. Good positioning, Kree. See, this is it. This is it. Nailed it. All 6 of you are surrounding this doorway. I love it. The way you're playing this, great. You could also have somebody over here poking from the side, if you wanted, probably your Kree. Or, you know, cheese it instead of waiting on that side. I said, could maybe, like, try to pick off whoever the last person is as the rest cross through and push in. You got options. But this is a very good way to do this. This is a good option. I like this. Bap. I saw Yemi die. Where was Bap when Yemi died? I get that he's your ringer, but... Oh, because Bap off-angled and windowed and left Yemi to die. Unfortunate. That was a ringer, but, like, Bap... Even when Bap off-angles, it needs to be off-angles that are still in LOS of your Rhine, so you can be healing them up like that. And then Yami doesn't die there. But so far so good. See. Wow. What just happened there? That got really split up and weird. Let me... So, you guys are pushing up on this D.Va. Who's pinched, but Yami's about to die. And this is actually what I'm talking about with hunting parties. D.Va, Kree, Sombra. These 3 came up here together on a mission to kill your respawns. And they succeed. You send 1 of them, you send 2 of them, it doesn't work. You send all 3 of them, and they kill your Reinhardt. While their team taps the point. an interesting bomb. Wanted the remech kill. Okay. Oh. You guys have... Wow. 5 ults to 5 ults, though not anymore. Yeah, this is just the team wipe. Giz, get out or die. Cool. So now they have 3 ults, you have 5. That was actually really good for you. When they ult combo that quickly, if you turn it into a quick team wipe rather than trying to fight it out and drag it out, like, they didn't get a lot of percent for that, and now you guys have ult advantage, so this is a much easier fight for you to win. If you're going to lose the fight, losing it quickly like that is really good. Ulting back and forth, picks back and forth. You're having trouble pushing through this choke because you're all pushing through the same choke. And, like, nobody came up to here or to here and started shooting them from the side. You gotta get them to, some of them, to turn and look in a different direction. Or you're just gonna, it's always gonna be hard for you to walk in Rein Diva.
I'll show them.
Like, that is the advantage to the Rein Zarya, is the Zarya lets the Rein walk in with bubble. Diva is a lot better in a lot of ways, but if you don't have any off-angle pressure, it's just going to be so hard for you all of the time. And the off-angle pressure doesn't have to come from your Diva, although she should be doing it a lot. Your DPS can also be doing that. Okay, and they cap it back. Dang. This goes for the touch. Hacked and died. Unfortunate. Okay. Cool.
Victory.
Yeah, that was... I mean, I think that was mostly just the problems with off-angle to map control. And, like, the one time you guys did a really good job of, like, really spreading out and holding the area that you needed to hold was, unfortunately, when your Ringer Bap left your Reinhardt to die. Unfortunate. But that was... So, like, even though that was a fight that you guys lost rather quickly, that was actually the best positioning I saw that map. It was just other reasons that you lost it.